So this video is about the challenges that Latino kids face trying to make it professional in the United States with soccer. The reason I want to do this video and just mainly about Latino kids or the Latino population is because 52 million people in this country are Latino. So about 16 to 17% of the country, and this is where soccer is the #1 sport, not baseball or basketball or football. I have two main points in making this video. Again, this isn't to say that there are other ethnicities or other cultures that are also relevant in this video about why kids can't make it, because this is relevant not just to Latinos but many people in this country. So my main 2 points are, one, the pay-to-play model, because many working class parents could not afford the $3,000 to $5,000 it costs a year to send their son or daughter even to a top club team, whenever they're 10 years old all the way to 18. So due to that, there's a tremendous amount of things that Latino kids or many other kids can get because they don't have the money to afford the club fees each year. Whether it's coaching, whether it's playing at a higher level, whether it's being seen by scouts, whether it's traveling for tournaments, playing with better kids, playing under a better philosophy, obviously getting exposure to the next level, whether that's the college game or even the development academy who do have scouts. So the pay-to-play model erases so many of the top players that we have in this country because simply the parents can't afford the huge amount of fees that we have each year coming through that. So with that, because of these are clubs, many kids, even if they play high school soccer, they don't have a club team that can get them noticed to the next level, which for most kids is going to be college. Okay, and then even with the college game, what you have is kids have to depend on their finances, because the reality is that most kids in this country are not going to be getting a full ride, especially for guys soccer, a full ride for college soccer. They're not going to be getting a full ride. So part of college soccer is the finances that you're able to pay out your own pocket or out of your family's pocket, or the loans that you can get in order to be able to play soccer for the team. And then also the grade factor, where you have to have a certain GPA to make sure that you're eligible to play. And so these things go hand in hand, because if you play on a college team and you don't have the money to play for a top club, how are you going to go out of state or go out of region and get noticed at college tournaments? And if you can't get noticed at college tournaments, how are you going to play for a top college club? And then if you don't have the finances or the grades to play college soccer, how are you going to get noticed by USL or NASL or MLS even? So these things all go hand in hand, and it's just very frustrating, because there's just so many Latino players that anywhere else, where other countries, our system is totally backwards. So in other countries, for example, France or Belgium or Germany or England, they go after working class families, they go after working class kids. Those are the kids, if you look at the France national team, so many of those kids came from working class families and not upper middle class or middle class families. And so, we have a system where at club level or college level or even MLS level, it caters to middle class, upper middle class. And that's where we are completely backwards in the world, and any other country is looking the opposite way and looking to get the working class involved. And like I was saying previously, if you look at the France national team or even the Belgian national team now, many of those kids came from working class environments. Some came from poverty, and they had to fight to get to where they wanted to go. Here, I don't feel like everything is just so structured, but finances play such a huge role on who makes it and who doesn't. It's totally different. And so if kids can't afford college, or they can't, they don't have the grades to go to college, or they're not noticed to go to college, then how does a Latino kid get into MLS? If that's the main way. Yeah, the development academy is making strides, and it's cheaper than the pay to play that regular club is. But where's the incentive of MLS to develop young players? Because realistically, currently, MLS can survive without playing young players because there's no incentive to do so. Yes, they can make money, in the future off one player or two players, but there's nobody telling MLS you have to play young players. There's no incentive for MLS to do it. And then young players don't have contracts at youth level. They only have contracts once they sign with the league, aka their franchise or their club. So with that, where does a Latino kid play if he wants to play professional? If he can't play in MLS, and then even if he does play in USL or PDL and some of the lower leagues with a closed system, often these kids are not going to be looked at for the top level, and they can't earn their way there because even if their teams are, finishing as champions, they're not getting promoted. So where does a Latino kid go if they don't have the grades, they don't have the money, they don't have the finances, and our system restricts what they can do because it's a closed system? So even if they work hard and they score a bunch of goals, they're not going to be getting promoted and showing that they're, one of the top players in the league or one of the top players in the country or one of the, at least a player that's good enough to play at the top level. I guess that's more what I'm getting at. So that means the only other options are Liga MX, Liga Ascenso, or any Central American leagues like the Honduran League, the Salvadorian League, the Guatemalan League, the Costa Rican League, all these other leagues. So this video is just kind of my frustration with Latino kids not really having a viable option for the future for leagues that they can play in. And it's frustrating because I know that if everybody was at a level playing field and finances weren't determining so much of who was making it and who wasn't in the college game and who wasn't in the professional game here, I think that our national team pool would be even better. I think that the quality of MLS would be even better. The teams in MLS would be even better, and it would increase the competition also in this country, because if everybody's at a level playing field, then Latino kids could dream that maybe if their family doesn't have that much money, and maybe if they don't have the grades to play at a university, that maybe they can still play college soccer in the United States, or maybe they can still play professional soccer in the United States. And I think that with how the system's currently set up, unless it's through developmental academy, which I think are taking the right steps, I think that that's kind of a dream for most kids here, unfortunately. So this video is just to kind of share what I see, and what I see as a coach, and what I also think can change, and how we can try to align more with the countries I talked about that cater to working class, or even those that financially maybe don't have the wherewithal, I guess, countries like France or Belgium, and obviously in South America with Brazil's the number one thing, where most kids, 90% of the kids that play in Brazil come from the favelas or come from poverty, and those are the kids that are looking to get out. So anyway, this video is just about that. Thank you guys for watching. Please feel free to share, and if you have any questions, let me know. Thank you.